All right, I'm going to continue the 9.4 homework with number 4. And this is, we're trying to prove that parallel lines intercept congruent arcs on a circle. We're given circle O with chord BD, and AB and CD are parallel lines. And so that's going to make, well, angle 1 will equal angle 2 because they are alternate interior angles. And the alternate interior angle says that they are congruent. I also see that I have some inscribed angles. So angle ABD and angle BDC are inscribed angles. And that's going to make the measure of actually I could say angle 1 and angle 2 are inscribed angles. Those are the same as ABD and BDC. So they're inscribed angles. So that's going to make the measure of angle 1 equal to 1/2 the measure of arc AD because of the inscribed angles conjecture. And then the measure of angle 2 will equal 1/2 the measure of arc BC because of the inscribed angles conjecture. And let's see what else here. Well, we got 2 equations, so we're definitely going to be using some substitution. All right, looks like we're about ready to do our proof. Let's again look at what are we trying to show. Well, we're trying to show that arc BC is congruent to arc DA. And well, look at that. I already have arc AD and arc BC in my observations, so I think I am good to go. All right, let's start with what we're given. We have circle O with chord BD and a line AB parallel to line CD. And that's given. Okay, so that's going to make angle 1 congruent to angle 2 by the alternate interior angles conjecture. And that's going to make, well, we can have angle 1 and angle 2 are inscribed angles. There we go. And that's going to mean then that, let's see what we got. Well, this is going to lead to 2 things. First of all, that the measure of angle 1 equals 1/2 the measure of arc DA, and also that the measure of angle 2 equals 1/2 the measure of arc BC. Okay, and that is because of the inscribed angles conjecture. There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and do some substitution now. So I'm going to go over here and say that we can substitute in angle 2 for angle 1. So the measure of angle 2 is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc dA, and that's because of these two boxes, and that is substitution. Okay, so then, well, looks like here 2 is equal to both of these, so we can substitute in the measure of arc dA for the measure of angle 2. So now the measure, or pardon me, 1/2 the measure of arc dA equals 1/2 the measure of arc BC. That again is substitution. And so can go ahead and say that the measure of arc dA equals the measure of arc BC, and that is because of which is basically a property of equality. All right. Which, again, that's going to imply then that arc AD or DA is congruent to arc BC. Okay. Well, that concludes 9.4 homework number 4.